So we're back in the bus today. Thanks for watching. Got some helpers with me slinging the camera around. Got this wall in yesterday, or at least cut. So now I needed to do that so I can measure all down that way. We're gonna measure that today. Hopefully get that cut out, and then I think what we're gonna do, because I need to use the bus this weekend for a show, and we got a camping trip coming up with the family where we're gonna be using this to sleep in. I think what we might end up doing is preliminarily just screwing it in so that the walls are in while we're driving, as opposed to taking everything out. So we're gonna make a ton of measurements today, and after we make the measurements, we're gonna make some cuts and then start putting things in. Here we go.
Hi, we're working on the bus, and we're working on the bus, and we're gonna cut some, a lot, and that's what we're gonna do. And I'm holding the camera for Dad because it's good, because I want to wear it and it goes good.
Yeah, we'll say 16. So, look, everything, having a good plan is helpful.
Okay. Yeah, you go closer so they can actually see
it. Doesn't need to have to be super close. Basically, this wall, there's going to be window knockouts. There's going to be one here, and that's going to come down, and it's going to come over. Then we're gonna have this. So this is gonna be gone, that's gonna be gone. But I also need this gone, I need to cut here, and I need this whole thing to be gone. So I've got all my measurements for that. This I was gonna wait until and do it the same way that I've done everything else, where I actually just put it in here, measure where they need to be cut, and then cut those afterwards. But this is all the craziness that needs to get cut beforehand. So we're gonna grab the board and go ahead and cut all those crazy notches out, throw it in here, and see how that lines up with the window.
Well, I was. Now he got the board. Now we're gonna get in the bus. Then we're gonna keep working. Okay. Like,
Okay, there's that. So we gotta cut that out. Then we gotta go, let's go ahead and just do that one.
I need the closest. Nope. Just that damage.
What?
Just that damage.
What are you talking about damage?
That it's not really in. That's what I'm.
Alright, so we need to come. This needs to get cut back to about there. So that'll sit in. I think.
What is that line for?
What line?
That one right there.
This one?
Yeah.
So this piece that's back behind here, which I think that's part of why we're stuck. Is 'cause of that. Alright, after much cutting and hacking, this is what we ended up with. We got the window notch down there, wheel well, and fuel fill up. So I need to finish putting insulation in these small spots, and then I'm gonna go ahead and press this up against, and I'm really considering, especially for these back sections, just going ahead and tacking them in, because either I'll pull them back out, and like I said, I don't like doing things twice, but what I may end up doing is tacking them in, because I got to use this this weekend, and time is of the essence, and I got to start building bunks for this. So even if I was able to tack this in, kind of get some of my measurements for being able to cut the stuff for the bunks, I can pull them out after this weekend, because I don't know if the bunks are going to be able to go in, but they need to be sanded, and it'd be nice to have them shellacked or painted, but we're running out of time, so we're trying to do the best that we can with what we have and get it done. So insulation, then that board in place, and we might start tagging this stuff in. Alright, at some point you just have to full commit. So I did. I screwed in this and that, and I'm pretty excited with how they look. So lines don't totally match up. There's plenty of work that could be done to make it a little bit better, but quite frankly, like, committed, it's on. So I'm gonna come back through and we're gonna put this one on. I gotta pull this off real quick so I can find out where the plug needs to go on there. Once I get that done, going to drill a little hole in that, screw that one on, then we're screwing this dog on, and there's a good chance that we can measure this one out and put the full frame here, and then we need to figure out really what we're gonna do from here over that way will be one section, and then from this edge that way, because those are the pieces that we need to have in here so that we can go ahead and get our bunks and everything lined up. But we're getting real close to being able to get the inside of this buttoned up a little bit more, so I can actually get to the bunks, which is what was the biggest part of this project that I was trying to get to and just hadn't gotten to yet. So now that we're on crunch mode and everything has to get done, we're just committing, and we're gonna find out what mistakes I make along the way. And who knows, I'm not a bus builder, I'm not somebody who does this for a living. I'm literally doing it so that I can go make a living by coming to see you guys. So we're committing, we're getting this stuff done so we can actually use the bus for what we intended it to, and I'm excited about it. Even with the little beauty splotches and everything else, which I'm not going to show you all of them because I'm kind of embarrassed that I didn't do everything perfectly, but math was never my strong suit, being creative was. So this is going to be a really creative bus when we're done. It ain't perfect, but it's close to being done. So we got back wall, side wall, back wall. So, still lots to do. Still a lot of finishing touches for sure. But I'm happy with where it is. I'm gonna put the benches back where they've been, so I can put the put all of the bench seats back in, so we can use them this weekend, and we'll be rocking and ready to go for this weekend. Super excited and pumped that it's coming along. All right, so here's an interesting one. I thought I would do something super slick and easy and basically just notch out right down here to be able to allow this cable to pass through. And I was gonna put a hole in it. I was like, why would I put a hole in the middle of the good panel? I'll just notch it. Well, the reason why I would do that is because this has to go in between here and the wall, which means notching it at the bottom does absolutely no good unless I notch this. And I wasn't gonna do that, and I think it's gonna be more of a pain to do that anyway. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go up 2 1/4, 3 inches and put a hole, because I should have done that the first time. So sometimes don't try to overthink yourself. Should be nice little hole in my brand new wall, and that little notch is going to get covered up anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But now I can disconnect this if I need to work on it for some reason, so it's much better placed anyway, so can't complain. Just sometimes I try to be too smart for my own good, and when it doesn't work, it's a real bummer, but that's okay. It's gonna work now. So, of course, there is a huge mess in here now because I've been cutting and slicing and dicing inside the bus instead of doing it outside. So we're gonna have to vacuum in here. Ugh. Oh well. So we are working on, I'm gonna cut the upper part to be able to get the back of this buttoned up, and then start working on getting the bunks in there. And since I am horrible with numbers and math and all that stuff, brought in the big guns, and my beautiful wife is trying to figure out all this math equation stuff that I don't understand, because math was never my strong suit.
I did something wrong.
I'm glad this didn't just break my brain. At 20, so the bottom cross member is 20, or the middle is 20 2/3.
24 and 2/3.
24 2/3, and then the top one is 49 1/3.
Yep.
Okay.
Where the bottom of them are.
And the bottom's on the ground. Great.
That'll give you about 19 inches of space to crawl into. So good luck.
Well, everybody's gonna have to be skinny on this bus.
Children for the trial run.
Yep. Now we got an hour to build it today, a couple hours tomorrow, and then we have to use it. So, better do it right the first time. I have a huge respect for power tools, mainly because I don't ever want to go to the hospital because it's expensive. I also don't want to get hurt, but I wasn't really feeling comfortable with trying to use the table saw by myself. So I'm going to use just my hand saw, not hand saw, but circular saw to do this. And this is just my PSA encouragement. If you're ever feeling nervous about something, and it involves something that can go bad really quick, either have somebody there to help you or do it a different way. It's okay to be respectful of the tools that you're using and make sure you know what you're doing. It's okay to be curious, but it's not good to be curious and dumb at the same time. So, circular saw it is. We're gonna cut this up and get it up there. All right, top section on this side is up. Ain't perfect, but it works. So I think we're gonna measure out that back section right there, measure height, cut those out, and then we'll measure from that edge to here and then cut that, because that's gonna take an entire piece except for a top. So yeah, here we go. This board is cut to length, so I just gotta cut a little bit of a notch here to get it under there, and then cut these out, and then we'll screw that place up, and we'll mark from here and go all the way over to button up here. Well, got back from church last night. It was too late to work on it, so got up early this morning where it's nice and foggy, and we're gonna get these bunks made, because tomorrow we're gonna take the entire family on a little camping trip. And I'm not super huge on glamping, but with 4 kiddos, it's just gonna be easier if we can just have something that's permanently a house on wheels. So, and they'll get it tested out and make sure that the bunks work. So we're going to cut this next board. We got 2 more boards to cut to get the walls done. Then we're gonna start building the frame out for the bunks. All right.
Now we're gonna stop cutting for a while, then we're gonna keep cutting. And we're building the beds. Then when the beds are in, and then tomorrow, gonna go camping. I'm a big kid, so I'm not lying that we're going to camp tomorrow. Okay?
Well, that one took a lot longer than I was expecting it. It definitely fought a lot more trying to curve this way. I gotta go put some insulation behind there, get some insulation behind that one too. That one's more important right now. But then 61¼ by 26.5 is gonna be this panel. I'm gonna go see if I've got any pieces that are already around that size, because if we do, there's a good chance we might be able to get one of these back panels done after we start getting the bunks in. So, not the prettiest looking thing right now, but we're getting it handled. All right, well, got the back half all cleared, or all put up. We got the back half all put up, which is awesome. So now we got to put 2x6s here, 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 and here on the front. We got 80 inches back, put them on the back, and then we're gonna start running everything else in. So it should be pretty quick as far as putting everything else up. Hopefully, I say that, and then I know that there's going to be some sort of snag or something like that that comes up. But I'm hoping that I can anchor the 2x6s to this cross member here and there, and then down to the floor, and then of course the box shape or whatever, it'll get screwed into the walls as well in the floor. So it's coming along. Thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.